Hi Stoughton, this is Steve Cavey, Select Board member from the town of Stoughton. Today is June 1st, 2021. I just want to give you guys an update about our meeting tonight. Covered a lot of ground, so I'll try to move through this quickly. I'll start off with, actually before I go into the agenda, let me just remind everybody there's a couple things, links down below that might be useful. There's a link to, in the description, to the agenda, to the minutes when they become available. There's a link to SMAC's recording of the entire meeting, as well as a link to an anonymous suggestion box. If there's anything you want to share with me, feel free, but you can also reach out to me through my phone. Phone numbers available on the town website, and my town email is as well. So without further ado, let's get into this. We start off with the regular stuff: citizens' comments, citizens' requests, select board comments, and town manager comments. Definitely check those out. At the beginning of the meeting. I'm not going to go into them right now. Let's see. Next item was the appointment of the Metropolitan Area Planning Council. In this case, we had a citizen representative to that council who was recently resigned from that role, and we were looking to refill it. We had to not simply refill it. I think it's an annual appointment, but we certainly had to make that appointment regardless. And we ultimately voted to appoint our town planner, John Charbonneau, to that role, and also Pam McCarthy, our economic development director, to the role of alternate. She's actually been serving in that role for a number of years, but having our town planner and the economic development director working together on that council on behalf of our town should be a pretty powerful group. So I appreciate their willingness to serve. So next, we discussed select board appointment as liaison to the finance committee, and also to town departments, to the extent that it would be useful to during the budgeting process, and also to keep communication flowing. Miss Roberts, our vice chair, this was something she was looking to do, and she's uniquely qualified for it. So she has a lot of experience on the finance committee, and so the board voted unanimously to appoint her in this role. The purpose of it is honestly just to help to facilitate the flow of information as we go through the town meeting cycle, especially with regard to budgets, to make sure that people are on the same page, and everyone has what they need, and also to get these boards and committees working together efficiently and effectively. So I look forward to hearing more about that. I think she's got there's a lot of work to do, but I think there's a lot of really good work that she has available to her. I think there'll be a good amount of low-hanging fruit that we should be able to see some real benefits quickly. And as she continues to do it, I think she'll keep on picking away and get us in a really good place. Next up was to discuss SOI, Statement of Interest, to Wilkins School. This was a presentation done by Dr. Marcus, the superintendent of schools, who is unfortunately on his way out, but he's still going all the way to the finish line, working for the town. So this was this particular vote was really a way for the school system to bring work that can be done for the students as a whole, sort of in both Wilkins and also in the South School. So the South School, we've already had that statement of interest. We've already been sort of moved on to the next level, in order to bring in, if there's any sort of effort to combine schools. It would probably be something like the Wilkins combined, but the South School, sort of shuffling around of kids, we needed to include the Wilkins in order to make sure that it can be considered alongside the South School. No guarantees on anything, but the school committee had voted on this, and in order for them to move forward, they needed the select board to do so as well. and the select board voted unanimously to approve their request. Next up was we discussed a deed in lieu of foreclosure for a particular parcel of land off Park Street. This is something that the town meeting had voted on, I would say last year, and ultimately we just had to accept that deed in lieu of foreclosure. So that passed unanimously as well. We had a couple of public hearings, 3 altogether. All of them were with National Grid or with National Grid and Verizon. They wanted to put up a pole on Canton Street, install some conduits from that pole, and then also install a 30 feet of conduit to a location on Ash Park Drive. So these were public hearings. The public did not ask any questions, and there weren't not a whole lot of questions to be asked, so that we moved through that pretty quickly. Item 10, we did not discuss today. We're going to move that to next week. So I won't get into it now, but we'll see it again next week. We didn't talk about any of that. Big item on the agenda was number 11, which is the fire station building process. So currently we have a public safety building advisory board, or like a committee, and their role was to essentially we delegated a lot of the role of managing the process of getting a public safety building at first. Ultimately, we are moving more towards a fire station, and that's the directive to that committee. And altogether, they've been working on this for about 2 years. There were a lot of concerns. There's a lot of concerns by members of the select board that we are not moving along fast enough. We're not getting to where we need to be. I'm about to sneeze. If I do, I apologize. Oh, so embarrassing. Sorry, guys. So anyway, but I'm not going to redo 7 minutes of video, so we're just going to have to live with my sneeze. Pardon me. So the Public Safety Building Committee has been working for about 2 years, and we need to see more progress. Ultimately, the select board as a whole, we talked about this extensively, so I'll give you the cliff notes. But if you're interested, this was not an easy decision, and it took quite a while for us to arrive at. But ultimately, we voted to expand this Public Safety Building Committee and to take ownership of the project from this point on, and appoint town staff to oversee the moving of this, getting this forward. So still, it's just moving down the control to us, and we're going to have some pretty stringent deadlines that we have to meet. This had to happen years ago. Some might say decades ago, and so we just have no time to waste. Once we get that through, our next objective then is to bring that before town meeting, and it is my sincere hope that that we were able to pull together a plan that satisfies town meeting, and that they really take seriously this need, and we'll vote for what we propose so that we can get a public safety building, or sorry, a fire station for the men and women of our fire department. Last item on the regular agenda was a consent agenda. The consent agenda has a lot of items on it. I'll read through it, but I'm just going to give you like the high level stuff, right? So payroll and bills. We had a couple of applications for road closure, and then also an alcohol license. All alcohol license. This would be for the July 4th festival. Both of those items are for that. We also had an application for town's the town's annual 4th of July parade, and then there was an invoice. I'll read this one actually. approve invoice number 10 in the amount of $13,129 for disbursement to be made from the CPA housing account under the COVID-19 Emergency Housing Fund program. And the last item was on the agenda. It's kind of misworded a little bit, or it's a little bit ambiguous. But we have the right to first refusal for a plot of land, and the vote is to not exercise that right of first refusal. So we voted to not go after that particular land, purchasing that land for the town. So that was the open agenda. We did have items in the executive session. I'll read those so we can get that all done. But we had item A to discuss a strategy with respect to collective bargaining with AFS CME Council 93 Civilian Dispatch pursuant to General Law Chapter 30A, Section 21A3. Item B, discuss disclosure of executive session minutes of July 28th, 2020, per decision of open meeting law complaint filed by Joseph McCrisky on September 15th, 2020. And item C, to approve executive session minutes of March 30th, April 5th, April 13th, April 27th, and May 18th of 2021. So that was our full meeting, largely non-controversial until we got to that fire station building process. I hope, I don't know how to word this, but I'm not a wildly religious man, but I certainly hope that people will be praying for us, that we can actually get something accomplished on that end, because I took a tour of the fire station. This is we need to improve the conditions that the men and women of our fire department are working under. We need to provide for their safety from contaminations better than we currently are, and they're bringing everything they're wearing from the fire. They're bringing right back into their fire station, and we need to protect their health. They go above and beyond protecting our lives and property and our health. And I really do think that to show them a small amount of respect, I think we should get them the kind of facilities that they need to do what they do. They're doing extremely well under the conditions that are in, but they deserve better. So that's my let me hop off my soapbox. But if you're a praying person, please pray for us that we can get this accomplished. If you're not, just some happy vibes that we can pull off something that's I think going to be difficult, but really critical. So that is it. I appreciate the opportunity to be a select board member. I really truly do. It's been a heck of an opportunity, and I'm just grateful that I get the chance to do, and you can't do it without the votes of citizens of Stoughton. So thank you very much for allowing me to continue to operate in this role for the sake of the town. If there's anything you need, you know how to reach me. There's plenty of places. If you want to stay anonymous, drop me a line in the anonymous suggestion box. Otherwise, be well, stay healthy. The governor's lifting a lot of these health orders, and so we're going to start being able to actually re-enter civilization, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So we have a good summer ahead of us, but please do get your vaccinations, take your vitamins, and get ready for a good time. Be well, everyone, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.